We're about 40 miles south of Candlestick Point as we welcome you inside Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Minnesota Vikings and the San Francisco 49ers. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
And they'll go on the ground. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Back to throw. Martin rolling to his right. Over the middle, complete. It's Hammond. Catch number 44 on the year. It's a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So the ball moves from their own 41 to the other 41 here for 1st and 10.
Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Now a handoff looking right. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
No. Check. Patriot. Patriot. Hurry up. Here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Leopard.
To throw is Martin. Throwing on first down. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. Only 3 there on the screen at second down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area, that they want him involved, just as you said. They want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get a couple here down to the 22.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's third down.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39.
Operating from the gun, Martin. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
And his kick is right there. It's good. And the 49ers take a 3-0 lead. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. Takes this up just short of the 30, but he was able to avoid that earlier tackle. Nice move. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
All right, now, look at 56. Look at...
On 2nd down, Cook. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
Well, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. They'll run it. Here's Cook. He's got a 1st down and then some inside the 40. And all the way down to the 25-yard line. A big run there, 29 yards and a 1st. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here, because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Back to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Demarcus Lawrence in there to drop him, and he continues to wreak havoc in offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. He goes full extension, and he's got it. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. 2nd quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football, and they've got it here with a 1st down. They'll run with Cook. Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Partner, when it's a goal-to-go situation, if you're on the field on defense, you have to know that you may be called on to make a tackle at any time. Here, the cornerback does exactly that. Plays the run really well and makes a big play.
They get it to him running left. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be 3rd and goal now. They'll run for it with Cook. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
There are certain drives in a game where anything less than a touchdown that caps it feels like an absolute disappointment. This is one of those drives.
They'll look to throw. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. As his guys are in for 6. And the Vikings are able to strike for 6. Big 4th down conversion for the score, and the defense, that is a tough pill to swallow.
Big time for them. How about them just deciding to go for it on 4th down? And, forget the field goal, because that looked like an easy 3 points. Yeah, you might have had a defensive breakdown in there, but they pressed the issue and found a way to get it into the end zone. Give them big credit for that.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want a drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants a drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Going for the deep ball. And that's caught inside the 30. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. A big play there for the Niners. 56 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
And on the ground they go with a running back. A tough run gets him just inside the 10 to the 9, but no further. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up.
Watch it now, Barney. Barney. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On 3rd down. That's Moody. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave him with some options here on 4th and inches. They'll run for it. This is Mack. And he gets the 1st down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. So the decision to go for it turns out to be a good one. They get a couple of yards, and as a result, the drive keeps moving. It's now 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Niners are able to cash in for 6. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 10-7. The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And the Vikings now heading onto the field. Even though they might not find the number 1 seed next to their name come playoff time, there's not going to be very many teams, if any, entering the playoffs on the kind of run they're on. They're hot.
And I love that word, hot, because every team in the league wants to go into the playoffs on that uptick. Because a lot of the time you serve notice to the rest of the league that, hey, we're the team you need to deal with.
And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield.
Man, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
They're going to look to throw. That's complete to Sharp. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Third down, Dalvin Cook. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Niners take over in terrific field position. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Martin now on 1st down. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. They hold him to only 2 there on the screen. It's 2nd down. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney! Gun! 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 Gun!
Now Mack spins away and able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. On the tackle that time, it's Trey Waynes.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing him further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Set! 3-19! 3-19!
Now Martin from the gun on 3rd down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hammond. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Leopard! Leopard!
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. He'll get it up the middle, and he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Another timeout called by the Vikings now, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. The Niners on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and goal.
All right, here we go. 3-19. 3-19. Detroit! Detroit!
Martin operating from the gun. Buying time to his left. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it. Incomplete. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. This is an easy one, 23-yarder. And his kick is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
And now out comes Minnesota. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
A little under 30 seconds to go. We'll see how they play it here on 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And that'll be incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Solomon Thomas. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 17.
Detroit! Detroit!
Now back to throw. Man open, it's Moss, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one goes for 29 yards on 3rd down. An abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. So we've reached halftime here on New Year's Eve. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the 3rd. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. He'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky.
They'll set up a throw. Flushed out right. Now he's going to send this one deep right side. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Akello Witherspoon. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Starting the drive with a give to Mack. He'll take this from the 40 up to the 45 for a gain of 5.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Here's Martin looking to throw on second down. Now they go screen. It's complete. And now running right through it. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still ended up with a solid gain.
Now, Barney. All right, here we go. Green, 39. Green, 39.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Watch it now, Barney. Detroit.
Now they try the right side here. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. At 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Barney. Here we go now. Blue 90.
Here's Mack on the toss. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
The good old toss play, and this time they go to the left side, so give a lot of credit to the offensive line. Center, guard, tackle, able to seal that side, but the guy that we don't give enough credit to, wide receivers. They have to do a great job of blocking downfield, otherwise that play can be spilled in the backfield. In this case, everyone handled their responsibilities, and they picked up really nice yardage.
And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. They'll get 4 there out of the screen, and it's 2nd down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed, but all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big gain.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. They'll run it now out of the gun, and they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
Watch it now, Barney.
Now a handoff looking right. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
Well, this has been a long drive. In fact, it's eaten up a good chunk of the third quarter, which is precisely what you want when you're playing with the lead. You control the football, you control the clock, and impose your will on the defense.
They come out here in the I. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the 49ers add 6 to their lead. And now this is right in Kyle Shanahan's wheelhouse. He'll go for 2 here. From the gun, Martin, and he's got it. So the try for 2 successful, and that bumps their lead up even further. The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. A gain of 6 there on 1st. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play, because that's been an issue for them in this game. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Detroit!
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Being chased out left. Now he'll let it go on the run. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones. Thought he had the pick. Flag comes in for PI, so cancel it out.
Interference. Oh, a killer for them. Thought they had a nice play. Instead, they'll be marching off yardage against them.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And this will be incomplete.
The effort's always going to be there. Everyone's always going to try and make a catch, but underthrown balls, I think, are the toughest ones to come back and get because usually your momentum's going in the opposite direction when you're trying to stop, break, and come back and get it.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10.
Detroit! Detroit!
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. His throw caught at about the 5. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
Again, this is Cook. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to or let. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. A great effort there. His 25th touchdown, tying Emmitt Smith for the 5th most in one season. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again. Carlson now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. He's going to air one out. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the fourth quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to with you and your brothers. Just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. The Niners on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 11. To throw is Martin. From the gun, he'll throw. Got a man. It's complete. Williams. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. They go play action here on first down. It's caught on the right side. Williams. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90. Watch it now, Barney. Barney. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Throwing on first down. Martin flush to his right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Daniil Hunter in there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go.
Set. Green.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 12 yards. And that's going to bring up a third down. They'll run with Matt. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves them with a fourth down now. So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And his kick here is good. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. So that's a big one. Obviously, Charles makes it a 2-score game. His third field goal of the game, able to knock it through.
Yeah, not exactly free and clear yet, but as a defense, You get to play a little bit looser, don't you? Because you do now have a little bit of a margin of error, don't you?
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Detroit!
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Over the middle, complete. It's Carter. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They tackle him almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Throw left side, complete to Sharp. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Set! Green 39! Green 39! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Eluding the pressure right. And, boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
Well, the pressure, the hits, the sacks have been coming at him all game long. I'm frankly surprised that they haven't found a solution yet to create more time for him to throw it or maybe change what they do on offense.
And that's one of the biggest differences in this game and why they're losing right now. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
And the blitz does come. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this.
Detroit!
They'll look to throw now on first down. Escaping the pressure right. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Back to throw here. And that one falls incomplete. A 50-50 ball. A little dangerous. Could have been picked. Now it's 3rd down.
Got to be wary of throwing an interception here because the defense knows they're going to get tested deep. That's why they're going to put a couple of extra guys back there to try and prevent that.
Yeah, late in the 4th quarter here trying to preserve the lead. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. He'll drop to throw. And complete right side to Cook. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. It's a gain of 17, and it'll give him a first down.
Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit!
Looking to throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 30.
They'll drop to throw. Steps away to his left. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down. Clock running here, under 90 seconds to go.
Gone, 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 gone. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky.
He'll look to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
So you knew one way or another that they needed the 2 scores. They get the easy one out of the way. Now they'll get the ball back, hopefully.
Yeah, the question is, how do you accomplish that? Do you onside kick it? Or since you have all 3 timeouts, do you kick it deep? To me, I'm playing field position. With all 3 timeouts, I kick it deep and try and pin them back there.
Yeah, the 49ers getting set to trot out there. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
No. Check. Patriot. Watch it now, Barney. Gone.
Now they try the right side here. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. And another timeout called by the Vikings now as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. The Niners on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Now here's a whistle and a timeout. It's called by the receiving team here. As the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play. Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And now out comes Minnesota. 1 possession game. Time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this situation, having to go downfield, limited timeouts, got to get out of bounds and keep the drive going and set yourself up. Defensively, you can't just lay back and let them do whatever they want. So it is a cat and mouse deal here. How much pressure will the defense bring and how much pressure can the offense handle?
We're going to find out. They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
Back to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. Give him 7 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd down. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
So another big shot dodged there defensively. Now they're just one more incompletion away from salting away this victory. And I know this feeling. They're almost giddy, but they have to stay focused and locked in. They can make one big mistake and throw it all away.
Gone!
They'll run for it. Cook, a beautiful spin and room to run. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Back to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for the 49ers, a final win here means they'll finish at 14-2. And now they'll have the week off as they get set to go after a Super Bowl title. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, this was basically just an exhibition.